I'm going to try to make this, for the most part, short. I'm aware this is very, off topic for me. I'm making this its own video. I was originally going to put this in as part of my update video, but I decided to make this its own thing because, simply put, I feel like it'd be a little bit disrespectful to treat this topic as just another update. Over this past weekend, I've been very quiet over the past few days. But over this past weekend, we found out about the death of Satoru Iwata. He died at the age of 55. And the thing is, we saw him at E3, and he was just fine. He looked that way anyway. And, based on the way he looked and the way everything was, really, it never seemed like anything was wrong. So this is coming as a big surprise. And I felt like, as any video game fan should have something to say about this, and I feel like I have a lot to say. Among the figures, the main people who are associated with Nintendo, there's 3 people you think of when you think of Nintendo at this point. Those 3 people are Reggie Fils-Aimé, Shigeru Miyamoto, and Satoru Iwata. Before Satoru Iwata was president of Nintendo, Nintendo had a big tendency to take itself very, very seriously. Don't get me wrong, a company taking itself seriously is not a bad thing. That's not a problem, but they took themselves so seriously. If anyone made any sort of jokes or took them lightly or took them as a game company, heaven forbid, then, sometimes it was skewed in a negative way from within Nintendo. Iwata was willing to point out that the number one job of Nintendo, and the number one job of Nintendo, the number one job of this game company is to make people's lives more enjoyable. It was to, and the main thing that they were supposed to do, I'm doing this unscripted, by the way, but I have a basic idea of what my points are. The basic idea was to have fun. Was that games were supposed to be fun. And yeah, that seems like a basic concept. But a lot of game companies have forgotten that in a way, including Nintendo. Which, granted, I don't think Nintendo ever truly forgot that games are about fun. But I do think it kind of slipped their mind that goes outside of just gameplay being fun. That goes outside of simply the game being fun to play. That was kind of repetitive, but that goes kind of into, if you take yourself too seriously, and I've always thought this, if you take yourself way too seriously, then people are going to make fun of you anyway, especially when you make video games. And when that happens, feelings get hurt. And that's all that happens. Because, like I said, people are going to make fun of you anyway. Iwata... Now, this part of this is assumptions about Iwata based on who he is, but there's some of this that is confirmed. Iwata talked a lot about fun. Nintendo talked a lot about fun. Iwata brought the word fun back into gaming. Jim Sterling touched on this in his video about Satoru Iwata. And basically, I feel like part of the thing was Satoru Iwata's appearances on camera always had this distinctiveness to them. And some of my friends know that I actually, in the past, have done sort of this impersonation of Satoru Iwata. And I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that I'm not the only person to do an impersonation of Satoru Iwata. I know for a fact that on Maximilian Dude's channel, occasionally they use a Satoru Iwata impersonation as a character, and they did it for like this joke with Nintendogs with Benny. And it was funny. And the thing is, the reason that people can probably get away with impersonating Satoru Iwata now and making, these memes out of Reggie Fils-Aimé and such is because there was a sense of humor brought into Nintendo where they're willing to take the joke. They're willing to allow the joke to happen. And I would almost want to say that that Nintendo was in on the joke, and specifically Satoru Iwata was likely in on the joke, and he was happy with it, because you know what? People were having fun, and people were keeping Nintendo in their minds as a company that is all about fun. Like, don't get me wrong, there's more to fun than just fun. And I know that sounds stupid, but fun is basically more than just, picking up a controller and just enjoying the little bit of gameplay you're doing. But there's a lot to fun, and basically part of what I wanted to say was I'm always going to remember Satoru Iwata as one of the faces of Nintendo. And I'm going to remember him as a little bit goofy, a little bit funny, and yeah, a little bit odd. But I feel like that's how he would want to be remembered. And I feel like to remember him as anything less would be a little bit rude, Well, anyway, that's kind of a small amount of thoughts. Thank you, Satoru Iwata. Thank you for, reminding me, in adulthood, reminding me what is so great about video games and how you can make AAA games and still have fun. And still, just be lighthearted about it. Not focus on everything being all cinematic. Because cinematic is a very dirty word, isn't it? But that's a topic for another time. But thank you for reminding us that video games don't have to be this spectacle of grandeur. They can just be nice to play, so. Rest in peace. And yeah, I'm trying to come up with some clever way to end this, but I can't, so I'm just going to end it. Sorry. I feel like it's... please understand. That's the clever way to end it, damn it!